All rise for the Honorable Judge Foodie.
Welcome to the most prestigious food court
You
on
gonna
the
bang
internet.
that every time? Because it's extremely awfully annoying.
It's awfully
But
annoying,
you are the judge.
but it's awfully necessary.
Okay. I agree to disagree.
Yeah, we can disagree on
Yeah.
that. You sound a little froggy, my friend.
Who's your? Can you kind of get a proper intro?
I also like the tradition of not giving you a proper intro, but I'll do it
Thank you
for your sake.
Thank you.
With me, Judge Foodie, your host, we have an esteemed,
Esteemed.
a well-celebrated,
I love it.
a slightly hoarse
Do it.
jury member named
Egg.
Mr. Mario Errico. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. 2 weeks in a row, just one-on-one. I
Yeah.
sound like Emperor Palpatine. Execute
So,
order 66.
Did Nick
Do it.
die last weekend? Is that what
Do
happened?
it. No. Bachelor weekend, awesome time. Golfed, went to Epcot. I made Buffalo Bills shirts for my groomsmen.
I saw that.
Yeah. And it turns out that apparently all of Western New York went to Epcot because we couldn't go 10 feet without hearing the big for Bills fans. It's go Bills every time you see a go Bills.
That's really original, by the way.
Or, well, it's the only fan base that really does it. And then you
Oh,
hear,
really?
yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, go Bills, you have to say it. And then you'll hear, hey, hey, it's our chant.
I know that one.
So, like, after every game, Alan goes up to the camera and for go Bills. Like, he'll say that.
Oh, really?
But it's been forever. So, I woke up Saturday
Mm-hmm.
with no voice,
Just from
just from screaming,
having fun.
just from having fun, screaming. Yep,
Dang.
screaming, go Bills. Nothing crazy. Ate some really good food. The best thing we
Okay.
ate was from one of the kiosks because
At
India
Epcot,
doesn't.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming,
India
right?
doesn't have its own land. It was an India kiosk.
Okay.
It was chicken tikka masala.
Bro.
We ate it in the hot sun next to a trash can.
No, that sounds. I mean, I
But
love
it
tikka
was
masala, though.
amazing. It
Yeah.
was so good, man. Everything they did was really good. I didn't have to pay for any of it because my party.
That's nice.
So it was a good time. It was a good time. I do want to say I saw something today that really excited me.
Okay, today.
Yeah, on Instagram. My fiance sent me this. No, my brother sent me this thing. I immediately sent it to her. Like, we have to do this. Apparently, it's like all the rave in New York State because now it's moved from like the city into Syracuse. They're called chopped sandwiches, chopped subs.
You've
all
never
the
had
ingredients.
A chopped cheese?
Oh, so you know about this?
So there's two. My wife made one of those grinder sandwiches, which might be what you're talking about.
Grinder.
So
No.
it's like an Italian sandwich chopped up, or I guess they call it like an Italian grinder or something like
Oh,
that.
really?
Where they take all the ingredients
Yeah.
for an Italian sub, mix it in a bowl, chop it up.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah,
It
and
looked
then
awesome. I didn't eat it, but
you-
I'm like,
I'm guessing you know about chopped cheese because that's like from New York.
no, I've never heard of chopped cheese.
Chopped cheese is basically a cheeseburger chopped up and mixed up, and so like the cheese is kind of like
Wow.
it's kind of like a Philly only like hamburger.
Oh, that sounds good too.
They're good. Yeah, there's one place there's probably more than one in town, but there's one place that I know that does it really well.
I'm gonna go get a chopped whatever soon. Yeah. Oh, I just got a text from our representative about voting.
Oh,
It's
have you voted yet?
I voted already. Should I text them back
Okay,
and
so
say
this is gonna
leave
come
me?
out a few weeks ahead of time, but you voted early then.
I
so that's
did. It
good.
was
I did
packed.
too. I was packed for you.
it was still packed?
We went on Saturday and it was not packed.
I went on my way to a work thing. I figured I might as well vote while I'm out.
Yeah, get
Yeah.
it done.
So I
Cool.
did vote for you for judge.
What a good citizen.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know there was a slot that said, should Judge Foodie retain his?
No, actually, it
spot.
was for he's a write-in because you're not
You
real.
wrote me in.
You're not a real judge.
I feel very real.
I know, and we're constantly telling you, hey man,
Hey man, you're
you
not
gotta
real.
chill F out. You're not an actual judge.
Speaking of chilling the F out,
Okay.
did you get to try the chicken Big Mac?
Oh my God. Yes, I did. Yes, thank you for reminding me. After that episode of the pod, on the way home,
You actually got it on the way
I got
home.
it. I got it for Judy because I was going that night. I was going to a bachelor
Right.
party night to Orlando.
Yes, right.
So she was like, "Oh, I leftovers from we cooked." I said, "You know,
Right, and you're like, I'm gonna bring you.
I'll surprise her." So we got
Delicacy.
it. The day we found out about the E. coli breakout. Now it turned out that the
I
E. coli
forgot
was
about
for
that.
the fresh
Burgers,
onions
right? Oh,
and the
onions.
QPC.
Okay,
Because
noted.
they have fresh onions. So I get it. She was hesitant. It was awful.
I actually did not see that coming.
So me neither. Maybe it was the one we had. It's essentially 2 chicken McNuggets, which I love. 2 big patty versions of it. That's the chicken.
Right. So it's not like because I know the McChicken
Yeah,
has a little bit of seasoning on it.
not seasoned like that.
That's so
it's not like
depressing.
their,
That sounds horrible.
It's not like their McCrispy chicken sandwich, whatever. It's like a patty
That's
of
gross.
McChicken or chicken nugget rather.
Right.
A lot of sauce, and then the bun was actually hard.
That
it might
just
have been the one we
depends,
had.
yeah.
Now they
You
made
get a
it.
stale bun once in a while.
Yeah, they made it fresh though. Like, I had to wait. So maybe I have to have another experience with it.
Maybe.
But it was not. We didn't finish. The two of us
I
together.
wouldn't push yourself. I just maybe
Right,
take it
right.
at face value.
The two of us together didn't even finish it. So,
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't
Devastated.
blame you. All right.
but we did get some McDonald's on the drive to Orlando as an appetizer.
I like a good old McDonald's appetizer.
And I don't mean to hog the episode, but the first meal we had, it was like 10:30, and the only thing open at the
At
hotel.
night, yeah.
We're in our 30s, 40s. Other guys, we were tired. We just hit Miller's Ale House.
Which hotel did you stay at, by the way? Because I have a conference, and we're staying at like the Swan or something like that.
Oh, that's cool. I'm staying there in December. I'm going again.
That's nice.
Dolphin. Yeah.
Yeah.
We stayed for the bachelor party. We stayed at Coronado Springs, which
Okay.
was amazing. It really was cool. They built like this tower. It's more adult. Like, I guess they have a lot of conventions there.
Yeah.
It was really cool. But the night we drove down on Wednesday, we just stayed at a Sheraton, like an extended stay hotel.
Sure.
Um,
Like, why waste money on the first night? kind of
right,
thing?
right. Because we got in at 10 something.
Right.
So there's a Miller's Ale House that we went to,
Hell yeah.
and we went to get like the Zinger's Mountain
The
Melt.
Zinger Mountain
Right,
Melt.
but instead they brought us it was a pretzel with zingers on top, French
I know
fries,
what you're
melted in
talking
cheese,
about.
yeah,
Yes.
and mozzarella sticks. It
That's
was
their-
disgusting.
That's
It was
their gimmick.
awesome.
They just smush things
Just-
together.
There's a thing in Rochester called this garbage plate. That's what it reminded me of.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
I've
we're
never
hitting
had one,
on
but that's
all
what
the
I
good
yeah.
stuff today.
So there you go. So it was a weekend, man. It was just a freaking awesome trip, and ate good food, and now it's, as I call it, I'm back in detox mode.
Detox
A
mode.
lot of salads, a lot of water.
I
lot of tea.
kind of don't blame you, because sometimes when you eat a lot of heavy stuff, it is kind of like your body's like,
Yeah.
please let me live.
Our last night, we went to a sports bar to watch the Yankees lose tragically, Game 2, and
It wasn't the Grand Slam game,
no, it was awful. No, that was the night before. That was a bad night, and I ordered a salad. I was the only one at the table, and I'm like, I'm gonna get made fun of, but instead, people envied me, and I remembered, oh, we're adults.
Yeah.
It's appropriate for people to want healthy foods after a
People
weekend.
are like,
yeah.
man, I kind of wish I would have done that.
Right.
That's like the salad mindset in
Right.
your 30s.
Yeah, I got a giant cookie after, but
Gotta
anyways, okay.
balance.
Sorry, Your Honor. Sorry.
No, you're okay. We do have the first story I'd like to read is not so much a story, but something that I need you to weigh in on.
Okay.
I'm pretty apathetic when it comes to this topic, so I'm curious what your opinion is.
Should I put on the judge attire then? I don't.
know,
I don't want to.
You'd have to rip out all my hair. That
That's
sounds
true.
very
That's
painful.
true.
This comes from r/unpopular opinion.
Okay.
So the unpopular opinion is, please leave your dog at home when going out to restaurants and bars. Not everyone likes your dog or wants to be around it. So here's what they...
Okay.
It's kind of long, so I don't even know if I'm going to read it all. So let me preface this by saying that while I'm not a dog person, I understand how important people's dogs are to them, and I'm not inherently against dogs. Dogs are fine, and I even like them in the proper time and place, which
Weird.
isn't a restaurant or bar. Let's see. They talk about breweries. This is very long-winded.
Okay.
I don't even think I'm going to read the rest
I
of
get
this.
the
What
preface,
I was
yeah.
going to say, what do you think? Dogs at restaurants? Any opinion on it at all?
Yeah, I do. So restaurants, you got to have outdoor seating. If you're bringing
Yeah.
it in the restaurant, that you can't even legally do that.
No, I don't think
Right.
you can, at least in Florida.
Right. So if you're outside, I have no issues with it. I mean, you're at a place expecting, you're going to encounter dogs. If they're trained dogs, no issue with it. If your
Right.
dog is predisposed to bad behavior and they know they can't be around other people, then why are you bringing your dog? But my dog, she's a saint. She'll sit there and she's the friendliest dog ever. I almost said person.
See, that's what I think of when I think of like this whole like dogs at restaurants thing, is like the dogs that just chill. And
Yeah.
I'm like, why would that even bother you? And
Right.
I don't know, maybe they had a bad experience or something,
Sure.
but it's like, it's the same thing. Like I could say like, why, I mean, people probably say this like, why do you bring your children?
What?
Or like, why do you bring your
Children
grandparents?
and dogs.
No,
on the
there's
same
there's
level.
people who are like, there should
Grandparents.
be that one's an extreme one, but there are people like literally I've seen threads, and we'll probably get to one at some point that's like there should be a rule that there's some restaurants where you're not allowed to bring kids.
Yeah, okay. It's called your home, and
Re-
you're miserable.
See, you're with me on this because for me it's like if you're in public, you should have
Look.
enough life skill to deal with
Now.
dogs and children.
Right.
And
If you're bringing the dog somewhere, it's obviously like a brewery or I don't even know what else it would be. A restaurant without
patios and
seating.
breweries
Yeah,
are the
yeah.
only time
That's the
people
only thing.
want to bring their dogs.
Right. And it's never been a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
Well,
if you're
occasionally,
encountering a
but-
dog with a problem, then it's on the dog owner.
And the dog owners usually like at that point, there's like I don't want to bring my dog.
Do you have a dog?
We have a dog. We don't bring her places.
I wouldn't bring my dog only because she's a golden and she's adorable, and it would just people would be constantly wanting to pet her, and she loves people.
I think for us,
So we wouldn't be able to enjoy it.
are you one of the people who like when you're like, let's go out to eat? Oh, I'd like to bring my dog because for us, it's like our dog's
No.
fine at home. So
No.
I'm just like,
No.
I don't know
Ju-
why we'd bring her.
Judy's like that, but I'm
Oh.
like, no,
She'd be
you're
like,
not
wouldn't
bringing.
it be fun to?
Yeah, like we're not bringing the dog, the Catulos, and tying her up outside. Like we're not. You can't.
Right.
If I want to go for dinner, dog's gonna be okay. She's gonna be fine. We'll come home. We'll tell her about the meal. Maybe we'll give her half the veal piccata. I don't
Yeah,
know.
there you go.
Yeah.
Little
But-
treat.
So, but that's
Yeah.
where I stand.
And I don't want to beat it to death. I think this
Look,
person seems kind of bitter.
Brewery though, 100%. Bring the dog. Give her the day. Give her a day out.
They'll even have
Or
like,
ham.
a lot of breweries have like dog beer. Like
Well, let's okay. Let's move on.
you've never seen that?
Dog beer.
They actually have.
Dog beer. Hey, here's a Corona for the dog. Get out of here. Dog beer. What is dog beer?
Oh my gosh, your reaction to that. It exists. I'm not even gonna bother
Okay.
explaining
Yeah.
it because of how much anger that seemed to bring up.
Jeez.
Oh man. Okay.
Are you one of these people, the puppy chinos? You seen this?
No, I'm not one of those people. I just know they exist.
Judy's one of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she'd buy the dog beer.
She gets the puppy. No, she wouldn't. She's not. She doesn't
wouldn't?
endorse underage drinking. Canoli's only 2. She's
Oh,
technically
true.
14.
14.
Yeah.
So one more year.
The
maybe.
puppy chino,
One more year, you guys can take
take
her
the
out for
dog
her
to the
birthday.
bars, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what people do in their 30s. They go to bars still with their dogs. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, wait, hang on. Last thing. Are you
Last
into this
thing.
Brewhound? Are you into this?
Brewhound is cool.
Okay. Can I?
We just aren't like gung ho dog.
Have you
people.
been?
Yeah.
Okay. It's not cool. I'll tell you why.
This
I
is
went
an interesting take.
first time. Not too. Like I've been dating Judy for I don't know 5 months. She lived in Ocala at the time, so she would travel to Jacksonville. Every weekend was us going back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And the weekends in Jax, if she didn't get dog care, she'd bring Cannoli. That's our dog. She'd bring Cannoli with her, right? And of course, let's do an activity that incorporates Cannoli. So we went to Brewhound. She was like 1 and 2 months. Like she was a puppy. She's still technically a puppy at 2. But she's a golden. She's big. So well behaved. I was very impressed. They have tea. These mason jars of tea. I really like tea. Hot tea. It was a cold day. It was like
Because it's outside.
late January.
too.
It was outside. The chaos that ensued. I was so anxious. There was like a dog assault happening every 3 seconds. She's a female dog. I didn't realize how horny male dogs were. I should have known that because every dog's humping everything. And Judy's like, oh, they're playing. I was like, no, they're mauling her. They're taking advantage of her. It was not fun.
Did you grow up with dogs?
Yeah.
Wow.
Male
okay.
dogs, little
I
guys,
Didn't, so
little
it's all
guys.
new to me.
Little guys. Right.
Little guys.
So Cannoli's big.
Because
So-
there's a little guy area, so cannoli was in the big guy area.
Oh, is that why they section it off? That makes sense
Yeah.
now. Okay.
It's the
Yeah.
same thing I like dog
Yeah,
parks.
she's a big girl. She's a big girl. But it was just so. I was just on pins and needles the whole time and stressed, and it was
It
awful.
is kind of like watching your like toddler play in a way because you like always kind of have to keep an eye on it. Like
I can
kinda
imagine.
Get it,
You're
yeah.
right. Yeah. Only our toddlers aren't trying
And it's
to
not,
eat each
it's
other.
not as fun because you can't really relax because you're always kind of like
right.
parenting basically.
And the toddlers, you don't have to worry about the humping. Hopefully not at
most
that
of
age.
the time now.
Yeah. Maybe when your kid's going off to college,
It's possible. Yeah.
you have to worry about that. So, anyways, okay.
Speaking, well, I got
Speaking of
nothing.
humping?
I was gonna say speaking of overreacting.
Oh,
This
okay.
one's from r/am I overreacting?
Same topic.
No.
Wow,
Very-
no transition,
very-
Judge.
not a
You
good
are
one.
off your rocker today.
My rocker is way over there.
There you
and I'm
go,
over
you're off
here.
it.
This podcast is brought to you by Farah and Farah. You know what's nice about letting Farah and Farah handle your accident case? They worry about all the details so you don't have to. That way, you can spend more time focusing on you, your family, and your future. Farah and Farah is here to make it easy.
Yeah.
Am I overreacting? My husband ate all my food.
Okay.
Vague title. Let's dig in.
Yeah.
So I just had surgery on my stomach and intestines almost 2 weeks ago. Because of my surgery, I have to adhere to a very strict diet until I'm fully healed. If I stray from the diet, it could cause severe complications and possibly lead to death. So for the first 2 weeks after surgery, I can only eat or drink a full liquid diet. The most solid thing I can eat is pudding. I can't even have soup with any chunks of vegetables or meat in it, even if they're soft. There's not a lot of variety to choose from, and I'm not having a good time at all. Plus, I'm still having pain from the procedure and some nausea. I've had to go in for IV fluids and iron twice now.
I assume she had her stomach stapled or something like that.
Probably.
Right.
Sounds
Gastric
about
bypass.
right.
Yeah.
Prior to surgery, I meal prepped for myself and for the family so I wouldn't have to worry about it after. I made meals for myself for every stage of the diet.
What did she make? Water? Pudding in a
That's a
cup?
good question.
Yeah, right.
And with specific macros, ingredients to meet my needs and comply with my other health problems. For example, I have celiac disease, so everything has to be gluten-free. I also follow a low-sugar, low-carb diet. So
Fun.
basically
Fun.
zero fun.
Just, nothing. But don't eat.
yeah. Ice cubes.
IV it at that point.
So everything had to comply with that as well. I didn't have to.
Right.
I also made meals for him and for our son, meals specifically requested by him. I stocked up on snacks they liked and asked for. We also have a fairly strict budget right now, so I made everything from scratch to save some money. About a fourth of everything I made is in the freezer attached to our fridge for convenience sake. The rest is in the deep freeze in the garage.
Okay.
So most of the meals in the house freezer are gone, so I went out to the garage to restock. All of the meals I'd made for myself are gone. Just completely emptied out. I'm really upset because I have no energy right now to make more. Living off of liquids and having anemia will do that to a person. My diet is hopefully progressing to soft solids tomorrow, so I was really excited to be able to eat some of the food I'd made. I asked him about it, and he blamed it on our son first, which I know is BS because the kid hates all of my special food with a passion. There's no way he'd be sneaking my food, so I questioned my husband again. He admitted to it, said he'd been taking my meals to work as his lunch because he was too tired to make his own lunch before work. He has always made his own lunch up until now. He also said he was, quote, unquote, bored with the lunches he made and my food provided, quote, variety, unquote. I am exhausted. This recovery period is kicking my ass. Before surgery, I ran a mile every day. Now I barely have enough energy to walk up the stairs. I'm not supposed to lift more than 10 pounds. I'm not supposed to do anything more strenuous than walking. Even taking a shower is tiring right now. The anemia, dehydration, and lack of proper nutrition is making it worse. So when he admitted to taking my food, I just started crying. He hasn't been much help after surgery. My son, 11 years old, has been doing all the lifting for me and helping me with chores and cooking. When I started crying, he got disgusted and told me I was overreacting and being a baby.
Okay.
He refuses to make me new meals. He refuses to help me make new meals. He says it's been almost 2 weeks and I should be able to do stuff on my own.
Okay, let's wrap this up. I can't take much.
Final statement.
Okay.
At this point, I'm seriously considering divorce. I mean, my son and I are already doing everything on our own already, and I know my kid won't eat my diet food.
Okay.
Am I overreacting?
Okay. I would have said no if at the end she didn't mention the divorce thing. Like, it's been 2 weeks. Chill over food. I know it's not this segment, but am I an asshole? This would fit perfect. Yeah, you're an asshole, husband. What the oh, sorry.
No, you...
Like, what? I've already said yeah. Like, come on, man. Like, it's your poor wife. You know she prepped it. The fact that you didn't help and or prep it yourself for her, you're a POS, okay? Which is French for piece of shite, which is English for piece of shit. And Then he goes and he tries to blame the son, right? 11-year-old son, and then says, "Oh, well, I was just too tired." Like, get out of here, man. Now, do you divorce? I don't know. I think first step is have a conversation.
There might be some background to it,
Right.
but like the attitude
Right, there's
does
deep-rooted
not
issues there.
suggest some like, some partnership, the loving, the caring
Right,
that's
right,
involved in the
right.
marriage, the teamwork. That's
Nothing.
I mean, also to some extent, it's like take some kind of accountability.
Essentially, it's like it's the same thing. Really, it's the same thing as you have baby food for the baby,
Right.
and you're eating it because you think it tastes good, and then you have nothing to feed the baby.
I brought the baby food to work. It's just
Right.
really easy.
Yeah, right. Like it's inexcusable. Is that unforgivable? I would say no. You can, hey babe, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. That was really shitty of me, and I'm gonna rectify it by preparing your meals moving forward.
His attitude is like it's one of those things where like, marriage counseling's my like go-to answer, but like his attitude is like, I mean, what's there to even talk about? Like you tell this situation and the therapist is like, why didn't you help?
Right.
Like that's, I mean,
did you own up to what you did and then say, hey, I'm gonna repair it by making the new food? No, she's being overreacting. She's 2 weeks.
Really, you get a mediator. If he doesn't respond to the mediator, then maybe start to think about it.
What if you get the
'cause it's pretty
mediators
rough.
like in Wedding Crashers?
I don't think I've seen Wedding Crashers.
Are you kidding? Don't you want a Latin guy loving you, holding you, wanting you?
I'm so lost.
Maybe you get some air miles. Maybe throw some our ways. Hey, you don't remember any of this? Dude, you
are
never seen
on
Wedding
one today,
Crashers?
man. Oh
I
my
I just
gosh.
watched it like last week.
Oh man.
Anyways, she did not overreact, but pump the brakes on the divorce. Let's just see.
Yeah, that's fair.
See if he'll feed you. Maybe he'll get you chicken Big Mac.
That is, I will say that's some dirty dog behavior by the husband.
Dirty dog for sure.
That's great googly moogly.
Great movie. Yep, that's from something.
I don't even remember
Oh,
that.
okay.
All right, I got a local restaurant review for you to guess the spot.
okay.
Yeah.
Since Nick's not here,
I'm not 100% if you know the spot, but it is a well-known spot.
well known to locals essentially.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
And it's not a chain.
It is not a
Is
chain.
it a local chain?
No.
Okay,
All right. This is a 3-star review
that's not bad.
by David W.
Oh, Dave Dove.
I will say, for another clue, for this restaurant, 3 stars is actually very low. Their average is like above 4
You
stars.
just gave it away. Can I guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's Flying Iguana.
No. Okay.
go.
I was worried for a second. 'Cause
Yeah.
you were hot last week.
Yeah, what did I guess last week?
You guessed
Biggies, right
you
away.
guessed Biggie's like a few
Within 2
sentences
seconds.
in,
Yeah,
and then you
yeah.
guessed Chili's before I even read anything.
Yep, yeah, that's true.
All right. Shrimp basket. Shrimp was nicely prepared. Hush puppies were tasteless. Fries were nice. Coleslaw needs more salt and pepper. Threw sauce on it, and it was much better. Can't really talk about the service. You order at a counter, and food is delivered in plastic baskets. The facility was fairly clean. Bathroom was gross. Parking is terrible. The walk from the parking lot to the facility was flooded. Nicely located on the water, but not really much of a view. He's a man of many words.
Right.
That David W.
So it's on the water. It's obviously a seafood place. Probably haven't been there before.
Have you been to many seafood places in town?
I've been to a few. Not, how about this? I haven't been to enough or frequently to know any of the names.
Okay, this one I will say, to give you even a bigger hint, is probably the most well-known, like,
Oh.
fast, casual, local seafood place in Jacksonville.
Fast casual
Well,
local.
it's like, it's counter service,
Okay.
so it's not like nice.
Man, I heard my voice. It's pretty sexy sounding. It's pretty raspy. Yeah? Hey,
Sure,
how you doing,
yeah. Yeah, sure.
huh? I'd probably go with what's that one near the water? You know what I'm talking
Was
about?
it the one I was reading from?
Yeah.
Same one?
What's it start with?
A D.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't know.
It's Dockside.
Dockside.
You got it.
Gators
Oh my
Dockside.
gosh. It's not Gators Dockside. It's
Oh.
just Dockside. If you haven't been, though, you definitely should go.
Where is it?
So it's near Taco Lou. It's right over like by the marina
Oh, yeah, across the street
there. It's
there.
super busy and
Yeah, I've
the
been.
parking's full all the time.
Wait. Did they change their name?
Yes.
Oh, I
it's
went to
that
the-
spot.
Yeah, what was the old one?
I don't even remember this.
I went, and then there was like a shooting there or something.
I don't
Yeah,
remember that part.
yeah, there was.
I believe you.
In the
but-
parking lot.
Yeah. The
Trust
parking lot, it's a
me.
boat ramp, so I don't totally doubt
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not like, I don't know. Yeah, but it's a nice place. It had really good reviews.
Well,
I
apparently
just knew it was a
not.
popular spot. 3-star review for someone like, I would say,
I don't know. Do you go?
complaining.
Would you go to a 3? I don't think I. That's kind of sketchy.
It's not
You're kind of
it's not a 3-star average. I had to dig through 5-star
okay,
reviews
okay.
to find that one.
Gotcha.
I had to dig through a lot to find a review that number 1 was like a bad review and number 2 that had enough details for anyone to guess it.
Gotcha.
So I thought that one was a pretty good one. I'm curious if Nick would have gotten it.
Nick would. Oh.
I don't know. I think you've been there, so at least I'm glad I picked one that you've
Yeah,
been to.
that's true.
All
Probably
right.
2012 was the last time I was there.
Okay, I mean that was a minute ago.
Yeah.
All right, so we got one. This one actually got posted to Am I the Devil?
Okay.
So we're I will say I've read it. That might be a little bit of an
Is
exaggeration.
that a pun? Reddit.
No, I didn't think about it. Not intentional, but it
Okay,
did.
okay.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's yeah. Am I the asshole for asking, in parentheses, not insisting, that my boyfriend switch meals with me when I don't like what I've ordered at a restaurant?
Okay.
Using a throwaway account since I'm the founder and moderator on my city's subreddit, and my boyfriend could easily see this. I've been friends with my boyfriend for years, actually together for about 3 months now. He's the sweetest guy, and I know he's been seriously hurt in the past, so I'm happy we are finally clicking after being flirt buddies since middle school. We are 25 now. Whenever we go out to eat, he always orders the most basic thing. 99% of the time, it's cheeseburger plain, ketchup on the side with honey mustard to dip his fries. He actually loves exotic food. He says that menus and making choices stresses him out, so he doesn't want to, but put thought into it.
Weird.
I agree. I don't really follow the logic.
Yeah, I don't know.
I love trying exotic things, and to me, that's the reason to go out to eat. To me, it's so exciting. The issue is, things always look and sound better than they turn out, and I decide that I actually just want a burger. So usually I'll ask him if he'll switch with me, and he always does, and he never complains. Most of the time, he even says how good his food was. To me, it's a win for both of us. It
Right.
gets him out of his comfort zone, and we don't
Sure.
waste food.
Good excuse, sure.
Last night, we both had to work really late, so we met up at a sports bar. They were having a calamari special, which sounded really good.
Ew, at a sports bar? Oh my gosh.
He ordered a cheeseburger as usual.
Safe.
I just wasn't feeling the calamari when it came out, so I asked if he'd switch with me. He said no. I asked him why not, and he said I didn't want it to go to waste. He said, then you shouldn't have ducking ordered it. I was like, it actually says ducking.
Okay, I figured.
I was like, excuse me.
You're telling me, you're like, yeah, just make sure you know I'm not a wet blanket. It says ducking.
I'll say it.
Okay.
I was like, excuse me. He then went into a tirade and said I treat him like a garbage disposal. He's a grown man.
You treat me like a garbage disposal.
I'm being immature. Don't pin my crap on him, etc.
Okay.
I said it sounded like that was a rehearsed speech. He said maybe it was, since I insist on stealing his food every time we
Stealing.
go
Nice.
somewhere.
Strong.
I started crying and said, don't start that bullshit with me. Here, have both meals. And he got up and walked out. He has not called or texted me, and it's 6 a.m., and I honestly thought he would call to apologize by now. I called my sister and near quote, you're an asshole for waking me up at 5:30, and he's going to see you as asking, as insisting. That's really crappy of you to put that pressure on him. And she basically hung up. Since she said it, am I the asshole? So a little hard to follow in the end there, but I think
Yeah.
gist
I
of
just
it,
didn't ducking know what she was saying.
yeah.
Okay. I get the gist of it. No, she's not an asshole. That's
You don't
part.
think she's an asshole?
No, I mean, think about you with your wife. If Judy's ordering something and she doesn't like it, I offer immediately. Do you want mine? I don't want her to go hungry. I will eat whatever she ordered.
I think this is the hardest I've disagreed with you.
Oh
on
my
any
gosh,
post.
man. You're a poor wife. If she orders something and didn't like it, you're gonna just let her go. Tough shit. You're eating what.
Let's say order something else.
Okay, that's not an
I'm not
an
gonna be
alternative.
like, eat it.
Hang on, but that's not an alternative
I'm not gonna be
here.
like, ducking.
I
eat
thought we
it.
went over this last time, man. The four corners
Okay,
of
you're
the
right,
document
you're right.
before you.
You're right.
There's no third option.
If I was this man,
It's either you
Number
switch
one,
or you don't.
I'm not a sociopath, and I don't order plain cheeseburger with ketchup and honey mustard on the
True,
side.
in every restaurant.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's toddler behavior. And she's like, oh, he loves exotic food. It's
No,
like,
I'm
how do you-
stressed up.
yeah, where
I
do you
don't
get
like
that?
when the menu has too many things on it. What? Break up with him, okay? But let me caveat my answer by saying the only time I still would have done it, but I would have laughed in her face nicely, cutely. Calamari at a sports bar.
yeah.
My answer would have been like, babe, I don't want to eat it
Are you
because
sure?
I'm gonna get food poisoning, but you can eat mine. Oh, I don't want it to go to waste.
Really?
Again, I almost called
You've
you, I
never-
almost called you
okay.
babe. I would say babe. I would never want my girlfriend, my fiance, my wife to be if she is hungry and doesn't enjoy something, she will eat first. I'll get Chick-fil-A on the drive home. And then if she wants my Chick-fil-A and we'll drive home, she can still have Chick-fil-A. But,
Maybe I just never have had this problem because, like, my wife's not very picky.
okay.
And so even if she kind of doesn't like something, she'll maybe eat a little bit of it. And you know what? She will be like, hey, we have switched meals before, but she doesn't do it
Right.
often enough for this
Right.
to be like a conversation.
So what we do is she's too selfless to just say straight up, hey, I don't like this. Let's switch. Because if she doesn't like it, she's going to think, oh, he's not going to like it either. And I offer to switch. She'll say, how about we do, I then give her the option, how about we do half and half?
See, we do that a lot. That's a really
we
good
split
strategy.
a lot of meals anyways.
This girl should have thought of that.
Yeah.
That's
But-
like an obvious.
But he's obviously got pent up issues because he's had a planned speech. He's been waiting to explode.
Well, okay, so she's 25. I would imagine
He
he's
is.
probably around the same age.
Oh, yeah. I assume they grew up together or whatever.
Yeah, like in middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've only been dating for 3 months. So
Right.
he's probably still in that stage where he's like, I'm not going to start a fight about this because it's only been 3 months. And it's finally probably gotten on his nerves.
Sure. But I will also tell you that in that early stage of your relationship, it's especially important to give in on things that could be a quote unquote deal breaker if you're really
That's
yeah.
really good
Right.
advice, by the way.
Right. Like if
Write
you-
that down.
If you know that, hey, she needs to eat, she wants to see that I could sacrifice for her. Now, let's not be dramatic. This isn't really much of a sacrifice, but just do it. And then when you drive home, because you don't live together, you can eat when you get home.
So you know what issue me and my wife had for a while back when I was a bigger backed person?
Bigger backed.
You know the term big back?
No.
Oh, it's an internet thing where it just basically means you're fat or you eat too much. And
Okay.
So I had a phase
Big
where I
fat.
just ate I ate terrible all the
You
time,
ate
and
trash.
I ate things that were very bad for me way too frequently,
Okay.
and I ate too much of them.
Okay.
So back in those days, it was like one of those things where I would order something and I was like, I intended to eat the entire thing, and my wife would be like, without asking, she would steal things from my plate
okay.
and want to try them. And that got on my nerves eventually. So we had a conversation about that. And I think that conversation pretty much just amounted to me becoming okay with it. Because
Right.
that's
You get me
dating and
nervous
marriage.
now. You know what I do?
What do you do?
So I've mastered portion control. Eating to when you're comfortable, saving the rest and eating it later, rather than gorging
It's
myself.
a really good skill, by the
Right.
way.
So
it really, as an adult, that's a very valuable skill.
So Judy taught me that, okay? But what I
Nice.
noticed that I do is, let's say we both order chicken sandwich. I'll eat half of my sandwich. I'll have some fries. And I'm like, okay, I'll take the rest home. I'm fine. I'll set my meal aside for the to-go container, but then Judy's still eating. I'll start like picking at her plate, eating her fries.
You're
taking
like,
a bite
I
of
don't
her.
want to touch mine because
And I
it's the
have this-
perfect portion
Right.
for later.
Or I'll just be like, I'll sit here with babe, especially if we're eating different things. I'm like, I really don't want to taste yours, but I guess I'll have
me
to.
too.
And she'll be like, okay, do you want to taste it? I'm like, I guess. And right now it's cute, right? We're getting married in a few months. Maybe it'll stop. But one day she's probably going to be like, just eat yours. Eat what's left.
Do you guys share a lot of food?
When we go out to eat, if we both want the same thing, absolutely.
Like if you guys both are like, oh, I want these two things, and she's like, I also want those two things.
Absolutely.
Because most of the time when my wife and I order, I think maybe this is why our marriage works so well, but we both tend to like the same things,
Yeah,
so we
same with
do that
us.
a lot.
Yeah, same with us. If like we know how much each person eats, So
That's
we
smart,
save a lot of
yeah.
money. We're like, okay, let's just get an appetizer and split the entree.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is such a good,
Right.
healthy marriage thing,
Right,
by the way,
exactly.
to like figure that out. And when you go out to eat, number one, you save money.
Right.
Number two, you don't overeat. Like that's.
But Judy loves leftovers. Hannah, a big leftover person?
No, but I think just with what sometimes we go along with Snacksonville and do the reviews. And
Okay.
They get a lot of food, and so we
Okay.
end up taking a bunch of it home.
Yeah.
So we have learned to
Right.
do leftovers.
She is so satisfied with the fact that, hey, tonight's dinner is tomorrow's lunch. So if
She
we-
really likes that.
she just likes like not even to worry, not to prepare it. The food's good. She's like get to
Fair.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
So sometimes we'll just order two for the sake of, hey, I have leftovers. So
Two of the same
Yeah.
kind of thing. I mean, it works if you really
Right.
know you want it the next
Right.
day. Why not? But
So-
I've never been like, I don't think it tastes as good the second
No.
day personally.
sometimes I think it could be better. But
There are
anyways, this person
occasions,
is not the devil. That was what the Reddit was, right?
think-
Am I the devil?
Definitely not the devil.
No.
That's a little insane. I will say, I don't even think.
I think your
it's
behavior is
it's
okay
not
for
bad
me.
intention because it's like you've only been dating for a little bit. He's never communicated to you, so that's kind of
Right.
on him, right?
Right. Is she taking advantage? Slightly.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't even think it makes her an asshole.
Let's hit her with community service.
I agree. I think for calling your sister at 5:30 in the morning, that
Yeah.
alone.
And,
is
no,
community
no.
service.
Community service for ordering calamari at a sports bar.
I would say 2 weeks of community service. Wait,
Also,
how long do
I
people?
want to know what sports bar serves calamari. That's
I
disgusting.
bet Miller's does.
Yeah.
I nearly guarantee
Wow.
you.
What were you gonna say though?
Oh, I was wondering how long people have to do community service for.
It depends. It's varied always. Yeah. Not that I
2
know,
days.
because I'm just a
2 days.
juror, not a lawyer.
Never done it.
Because I wouldn't be on this jury.
All right. I have a chain restaurant review for you to guess.
Oh yes.
Made this one a bit harder.
Yes. Execute order, young Skywalker.
So I had to.
Isn't that pretty good though? You
You're doing Lord of the Rings?
and your friends are dead. What?
Like Mount
Dude,
Mordor.
No, Mount Mordor. What? No,
Put the ring in Mount
No.
Mordor.
it's not Mount Mordor. God, it's Emperor Palpatine, Star Wars.
None shall
Did
go
I
through
ever?
here.
Oh my God!
I'm messing with
You don't know Star Wars either, though.
Yeah, I know Star Wars.
Okay, none shall go through
Palpatine.
here.
I'm a nerd. Okay,
Okay.
I got you. That was
Have
pretty.
you
That
ever
was pretty
heard
good.
the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Okay, you might be a bigger nerd.
Yes. Anyways, none shall go through here. Dolph.
It's ducking ridiculous.
Okay.
So this is a 4-star review. It was very hard to find people who are well written in this this thread. It is by JP. Definitely not a place to hold Bible studies. Lots of distractions.
Hooters.
Me and my buds went
Is
here
it
on
Hooters?
a Thursday night to try this place out and enjoy some Thursday night football. Walking in gives you a nice modern sports bar type ambiance. TVs, and TVs anywhere you look. Now let's talk food and what I like and recommend. Their signature 29-degree draft beers. They were really good. I can drink those beers until my top comes
Twin
off.
Peaks.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it was going to limit it to a 2, but I tried to pick something a little bit more exotic.
It is exactly. When
multiple
you said
ways.
Bible study and distracting, I had to go
we were down.
as raunchy as you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to finish it though?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I can drink those beers until my top comes off. Something about super chilled, colder beers that elevates the taste to another level. I ordered the Philly cheesesteak and really loved it. Despite this place being open not so long ago, service was great. We didn't wait long to receive our food. It was well cooked and tasted great. Would definitely come back here again. Go Jags.
Okay, so I have some comments here.
Yeah. Have you been, by the way?
Yeah, after my first date, I met my buddy Mike for football there. Didn't know what it was. Honest to God, for some reason thought it was a themed restaurant on the 1980s sci-fi show Twin Peaks. Because I had heard that.
I actually either thought that or some like mountain theme, which I guess it sort of is.
Okay. I didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, me neither.
What it would be. So you walk in and it's like waitresses in scantily clothing. First they wanted to put me in there for football. There's TVs everywhere.
Right.
They put me in a corner near no
Don't
TV.
put Mario in a corner.
Don't put yeah, exactly. Don't put Mario in a corner. And I asked to move. Then they moved me close to TV, but not really. And finally I was like, guys, come on. I'm here for the game. Put me here. So when we got there and he clicked, I was like, oh, Twin Peaks. Okay, this is, I feel like a...
Peaks.
Yeah, and I was there to tell my buddy about how great this date was with my eventual fiance. And here I am being a weirdo,
taking some peaks.
And I got there, and he explained to me, he was like, yeah, that's why the name of it. I was like, oh, okay. But...
It's a little more subtle than Hooters.
It sucks, man, because... not really. But it sucks because the chicken tenders were amazing.
I heard the food is really good.
It was really good, and the beer was awesome.
That's why I was like, I couldn't. All the negative reviews were like your standard people just getting mad over things. Like overall, it was good. I'm not gonna go.
Yeah. I can't take. Judy loves chicken tenders. I can't take her. I'm not gonna take her there.
Yeah, you could.
That's weird.
It is. I'm not taking.
That
my
would be like
there.
taking her to if there was a hot dog restaurant called Toucans or
Wiener.
This is my idea of a restaurant.
I don't know.
It's a toucan with a long beak. It's like the opposite of Hooters. Toucans.
But there's no pun about wieners.
That's true.
You kind of have.
Maybe
to
we
do
cut
that.
this part out.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
Hang on. Let's take it back. I just really got away from.
I'm not cutting it out. But anyway,
Okay.
The one thing that they do that I actually would specifically go out of my way to go there for is
Milk.
29 degree draft beer. Let's say it together. 1, 2, 29. Oh, okay, milk.
Milk. Exactly.
The fact that they have the beer like colder, I agree with them wholeheartedly.
Dude, it's a great environment and the food's good. Just can it be a 1980s Twin Peaks sci-fi themed instead?
Can't we just
Come on, like let's be honest. Are you going there? I know it's not a
some of these reviews.
It's not a whorehouse, but it's just still weird.
It's for lonely men.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not going there, but the food was good and the beer was good. I was like, oh man, what a waste.
I will say, we might not be the right demographic for it, but there are a lot of folks who love them some Twin Peaks.
Creepy.
All right, I got one more, and we'll wrap her up here. This one's from good old Am I the Asshole?
All right.
This one's fortunately isn't as long-winded. Here we go. Am I the asshole for making a, quote, white people version, unquote, of a food for a potluck?
Oh my gosh. This sounds awful already.
I'm from an ethnicity that loves hot, spicy food. My dad in
Should
particular...
we start guessing ethnicities?
I don't think so.
De Latino.
I think it's not the best idea. My dad in particular grows his own peppers because he can't find any that are hot enough locally. I can't eat what he prepares for himself. My husband and I are attending a potluck with a group of his friends this weekend. He asked me to make our contribution to the potluck and to please make something from my country. No problem. I like cooking and I asked my mom to help. We had fun. My sister also pitched in. I made lots so there was food for us tonight and food for the potluck tomorrow. We made 2 batches. One was about as spicy as buffalo wings. The other was much hotter. My husband came home and we all sat down to eat. My husband can keep up with my dad when it comes to spicy food. It's hilarious watching a Swede from Minnesota sweating in the middle of winter just from a little spice. My dad wanted seconds, and he went to get some, but he served himself from the less spicy crock pot. He asked why I made white people food for dinner. My husband understood the question and asked about it. I answered honestly that I have had bad experience with people eating food that I took to share, so I always made 2 versions. One is fully as authentic as it can make it. The other version is white people food. It is tasty and exotic, but definitely a trade-off. For example, I will use chicken instead of goat for the protein, if that gives you any guesses.
There you go.
And I will use 1/4 to 1/6 of the amount of spice.
Goat. I had to quote for your virgin.
I have to censor so much.
I thought you're not editing these anymore.
I'm not. I'm keeping wiener in there. But I have to censor all your F-bombs out of here. My sister laughed and said I was being racist by assuming they wouldn't be able to handle my cooking. I said that she had never taken ethnic food to trade in school or at work.
Wait. Is the sister is an ethnic person, right? That sounds awful to say.
No, yeah.
That's right?
No, they're sisters, so I'm assuming.
Yeah.
She grew up here and has never considered herself anything but American. I think I'm being considerate and not racist, making 2 versions. Is this person the asshole?
No. Come on. If anything, it's funny.
It's definitely funny. Number two, like, I don't think it's racist to be considerate.
Right. I
'Cause
mean, so the
generally-
racism falls in like calling it a white people food.
Yeah, I guess. But
It is though. Who cares?
that's-
Call
well,
it
it is.
Caucasian.
I proudly call some of the things I eat white people food because I can't handle that much spice.
We always call it white like sauce that's like have a jar or someone didn't make the sauce. It's just not Italian. We just call it like white people sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
Which
And
you know
then
we're considered
there's
white
like
people.
you know
so.
white people taco night. Yesterday, yeah, it was yesterday, wasn't it? We had
Tuesday.
Taco
Taco Tuesday.
We were celebrating Diwali at my office, and so they they catered in Indian food.
Now it's all of October, right? Diwali.
I know for sure it's
Pardon my ignorance.
Friday. Yeah, pardon my ignorance, but I know some of the people from India that we work with are taking like tomorrow through like the weekend off. So
Okay.
I think it's Friday.
It's not Indian Halloween, as Michael Scott said, by the way, for the
It's
listeners.
Definitely
No.
not. But it's that's a cuisine that I like very much. And I remember going into the room with the food, and like whenever people were lining up, they're like, "Careful, that's really spicy." And like I tried it, and for what me and my wife do, it was just right. It was
Right,
perfect.
right.
It was like on the nose for
Yeah.
me. But they kind of know because especially like
Yeah, they have to.
there's just a lot of white people who haven't had ethnic
Right.
food and they haven't been
No.
exposed to as much spice. So there's some people who are extremely sensitive to spice. So I actually think, if anything, she's very smart and very considerate and like sensitive for
Yeah.
bringing something less spicy. I think if she knows people who are going to be there would appreciate
Yeah.
it, maybe bring a little. Of
She's
the
good. She's
stuff.
fine. No charges.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah, goat though. What do you think?
It's Indian food for sure.
Oh, is it?
Because I don't care for goat as much as
Oh.
chicken, given
Yeah.
my complexion. But like, I've tried it. I definitely like a chicken tikka masala.
Yeah.
Which is what you tried better.
Oh,
But that's like, it's for sure like Indian food.
can we before we close? Can I
Yeah.
share an amazing food experience?
Yeah, please.
My one like big request for a restaurant was Morimoto
Yeah, I
in
think you
Disney
mentioned
Springs. I didn't know it was the Iron Chef. It was like he was an
that.
Iron
I didn't
Chef
know that
star.
too.
So it was a little upscale. I didn't
Okay.
realize that either. I showed up in a Buffalo t-shirt, Bill's
Oh.
t-shirt. It was actually, they have like this thing now where they do the upside down. They write the thing upside down. I don't know.
Okay.
It looks different. It looks cool. But everyone else in my group was wearing like button downs and
Okay.
nice. The food was unbelievable. It's a little pricey.
Yeah.
They have these short ribs that melt off of the bone.
Mm.
They have these amazing dumplings. The fried rice was like a block of rice, and then you know when you stick in your chopsticks, it kind of like dissipates. But it had shrimp, chicken, sausage. It was spicy. It was spicy. And they have a little flame on the menu to tell you like, hey, this is gonna give you a kick. Dude, it was one of the best meals I've ever
That's
had.
awesome, man.
It was amazing. I was like, I gotta come back. And
Those are so fun.
yeah,
when you
they
get
have
to
this
an
lazy
experience like that.
Susan that you put everything on. You can
And it's like
twist it
family
around.
style kind
yeah.
of thing.
Right. So we
Very
all
cool.
got like appetizers that we shared, and then we each also got our entree. Way more food than we need to get. But
But that's the move, man.
Right.
Well, it is harder when you're on a trip and you're like, I don't really want to bring this back. But
Right.
it's what you got to do.
oh, I and one last thing. Am I the asshole? I ordered a Sapporo. So did my buddies.
Yeah.
And someone ordered a Kirin. Right. These are Japanese beers.
Right.
Or are they Chinese beers?
Japanese.
Okay. Whew. And and he brought a Sapporo and then 2 Kirins, and he gave me one, and I took it. I said, "Oh, it's okay. Like I'll keep the Kirin."
Yeah.
And I took a sip of it.
Similar.
Didn't really like it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was fine. I would have had
Yeah,
it,
I
but
mean-
I wanted the Sapporo.
Right.
So I turned to my buddy and was like, "Hey, man, do you want to switch?" And my brother goes, "Or just tell him it's not what you ordered, and you can, you're allowed to say that because you
He's
didn't
right,
order it,
but we're not an asshole for offering.
right?" No, so am I an asshole for
But you did have the pressure
accepting
of
the
being
beer,
the bachelor.
accepting the beer as if it wasn't mine, and then trying to pawn it off someone else, even though they didn't order it?
Not if no one got upset. That's
Okay.
your brother probably giving you a hard time.
Yeah, probably.
So the food experience I get to have this weekend's my food weekend. We're going to Terra Gaucha to celebrate a very early birthday for me and a friend of ours' birthday.
Oh wow!
You been to Terra Gaucha?
What is it?
So it's one of those Brazilians. It's like Fogo de Chão.
Fogo de Chao. Okay.
It's just like that. It's a local version of that. That's where I like to go almost every year on my birthday.
Is that the
so-
one in Tinseltown?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Highly recommend.
Okay.
It's that's something we should all go.
Yeah.
We should ditch one of these lunches that I bring in and go do that.
Let's do it. You don't bring lunch, but yeah, let's do it. Cool, man.
Yes, I do. If you have any stories, please email them to judgefoodiepodcast@gmail.com. Love to read them on the air.
And now we can officially say, go like, subscribe,
Yes.
listen. We're on Spotify, YouTube,
That's it. But those are the big
Ask
ones.
Jeeves. Are we? We're not on
No,
Jeeves yet?
Not
Okay.
yet. That's the
But yeah,
premier platform.
Spotify. If you go to Spotify, Judge Foodie, you can actually watch the video.
Yeah, it's kind of sick.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. So
But
do it.
yeah, no, go make sure you go subscribe. Let us know what you think in the comments, all that jazz. But
cool.
thanks for listening. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.